Elephant Man Podcast Network, grown man conversations dealing with elephants in the room. It's your man DB. Like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell so you can know when we have new content. Today, this is amazing. Like, I'm so excited about today. We have our guests from America all the way to Africa, Shawnda Corner. How you doing today?
I am doing wonderful. Thank you so much. It's such a pleasure to be here, alive and well, and speaking with you today.
Yes. Okay. I want to tell us a little about yourself, your background, and go into your sons and stuff like that. Tell us about yourself a little bit.
Yes, absolutely. Well, I was born and raised in a small town called Lumberton, North Carolina. I moved to what was called the DMV, DC, Maryland, Virginia. Maryland, Laurel, Maryland is actually where we still have our home in America that we travel back to a few times a year. I served in the United States Air Force, went to Howard, and I studied some nursing there, University of Maryland, psychology. And that's pretty much it. I'm just a lover of life, a lover of food, a huge foodie, and now I'm an expat. I decided to actually move and live in Ghana, West Africa.
Wow.
So I'm really, really excited to be here. It's just been a life-changing decision, move, event, all of those things.
Move to Ghana, West Africa. This is amazing. So tell me, you were telling me about the Ancestry.com. So how did you? So tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so Ancestry.com is something that I decided that I was going to do. There was quite a few people in my circle that were doing it because we actually just wanted to know more about where, we actually originated from, because a lot of us didn't know. So I actually did the sample. I sent it in. I was eagerly waiting the results. So they finally came in, and I was shocked to learn that I am primarily Nigerian. A huge part of Nigerian is in my blood, and and I said, wow, okay, so this is in West Africa. My love, my partner is actually from Ghana, born and raised. I knew that Ghana, is obviously West Africa as well. And I said, well, you know what? Guess what? guess where I'm actually going to head to, and I'm just going to decide that I'm going to spend the rest of my life there. So that's how I found out. I said, you know what? I am going back. I'm not pouring money into any other types of trips other than this one. I was done. I was sold. It was just a wonderful day.
Man, that is so amazing. As far as the move, like, yes. I don't know. A lot of people, they hear a lot of stereotypes. They hear a lot of things on the movie. You see Hotel Rwanda and Don't Go to Africa, and it's, so how did you get the courage, I should say, to just say, what, we're moving my whole family, because your family, they got to go with you. Like, was they adamant about, yes, mom, let's move, or was it like, mom, we got to stay here in the States, or like, how do you just uproot and go to a whole nother continent? That's amazing.
No, absolutely not. I mean, my biggest thing is that I always tell myself and my loved ones, look, don't buy into everything. You want to do your own research. Hey, it's okay to listen. It's okay to, take those things in, the negatives and the positives, but you want to do your own research, and you just want to decide on your own, hey, listen, I'm going to do this. I decided that I was going to do it. I said, you know what? I said, the cost of living cannot be much worse than it is living in the DMV, in the Washington, D.C., Maryland area. I mean, everything is through the roof. I mean,
Wow.
basically, you wake up, the real estate is through the roof. If you want to live in a great area, where you don't have to worry about your property value, you're going to pay a lot of money. As you start to think about retirement, and you think about the money that you do have, you say, listen, I want this to go a long way, and I know that I can do better. So for me, it was just a no-brainer, and I'll tell anybody, listen, take a look at your options. Do not limit yourself to America.
Wow.
Do I love America? Oh, yes, of course I do. Listen, America has been good to me, but what I'm telling you is that it does not have to be your last and final stop.
Wow.
It
That
does
is
not have
amazing.
to be.
Wow.
Yes. And so for me and my loved ones, I mean, it was definitely a no-brainer. We're all happy to be here, here in the motherland. It's incredible.
So what about some stereotypes that we're told over here in America, as opposed to Africa, that you find out was just that, a stereotype, and say, hey, it's not like that, or these people like. Give me a few. You got any stereotypes that you
Yeah,
know?
yeah, absolutely. I was told that, why would you, make that move? I mean, I don't know about, quality health care, quality health care. I mean, what do you think about that? Aren't people over there, just dropping dead because they can't, get help for this, or they can't get help for that? What if you get cancer? What if you have to have tests run? The next thing is that, about the food. Oh, well, you're going to get deathly ill. Your system may not be able to handle that kind of thing.
Wow.
And then you have the stereotypes about the overwhelming poverty and the disease. You have things like, oh, the violence. Wouldn't you be scared about your safety? Different things like that. I got over those stereotypes by, in advance, just connecting with people that were already living over here, just trying to get involved with as many many online platforms as I possibly could. African Americans living in Ghana. African Americans in Ghana is one huge platform on Facebook. I think it's over 5,000 members.
Wow.
That helped me a lot, and it's still helping me. And then, of course, it really helped, by having a loved one and a partner, that, was already born and raised and everything, living here and different things like that. So, so that was a great thing, for me.
Wow. So just speaking of the natives, how are the natives over there? How are the natives like? I mean, well, I think it's the natives, but the native people, like, do they
Yeah.
treat you
Well, you
bad,
know
or
what?
not bad, but what you doing over here? You know what I'm saying?
No, no, no. The natives here in Ghana, they
Mm-hmm.
are amazing.
Mm.
They're some of the most kindest, most intelligent, most energetic people that I've ever met in my entire life. They're welcoming. They help you. I mean, I actually went to a funeral about 2 weeks ago. It was a celebration of life, and they could see that I was a deer in headlights, and even in that time, they were guiding me. They're just like, okay, you can't walk with your partner, and they said the men have to walk in front, and we have to walk in the back behind the queen, our queen mother. And I was just like, oh my gosh. And man, it was just, and nobody gave me dirty looks and different things like that. I mean, they're really helpful, and they're happy that we're here.
Really?
They're happy that we're here.
That's interesting.
Yes.
You said that, because I heard over here they'd be like, y'all was trying to go back to Africa and they don't even like y'all, and they gonna be mean mugging you when you get over there. And I've heard that from 3 different people, like they don't even like y'all. You know what I'm saying? Because we're so far removed.
Absolutely. No, absolutely not. And we deal with all types of people on all types of levels. And no, they are not like that. They are some of the kindest people that you ever want to meet in your life. And it's very welcoming, very warm here. And one thing that I do love, and I'm probably jumping ahead of you, but with the language, I mean, English is very big over here. I mean, they speak, they speak extremely well with English.
Wow.
So, I'm really, I really have a long way to go with my tree. Tree is what is called TWI. And I can go anywhere and I can actually be okay. There's always someone that's speaking my language. I'm fine and I'm comfortable, with that. So that's a great thing. That's a great thing.
So TWI is the language?
Yeah. That's the way it's spelled, and it's called tree.
Okay.
Tree. Like you're saying the word tree.
Okay,
Tree.
I got you.
Tree. Like with a whistle. Almost.
Wow. So what about
it's different types of it too. Like like he was like my partner is an Asante. He's Ashanti. So they have so they have that type. Yeah.
Yeah, I know about
I know, like the royal family.
Man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Man. So what about the currency? You had to switch all of your dollars over, or could you leave you had your money still in America?
Oh, no, absolutely not. No, we basically what I'm able to do is I'm actually able to use my credit cards, my debit cards. I'm able to use everything over here, and it just converts it. And it was so funny because the first time that I spent money here, I was in a grocery store, and I actually went foolish because I like a lot of people, I had the stereotypes in my head. I'm like, oh my God, I said, I'm going to just go into this whole foreign market and it's going to be nothing that I can relate to as far as what I'm used to in America with a grocery store, right? Because whenever you think about, okay, you're moving to Africa and you think about you're going grocery shopping, sometimes, in your mind, you can get really intimidated. So once I got to ShopRite and I realized just how much of a grocery store, as I've always known it to be, was actually, a grocery store like that was friendly to me and friendly to the locals, I went crazy. I bought so much stuff in there, and it came up to over 500 Ghanaian cedis, and I was just like, oh God! I was like, I was like, wait a minute! Did I spend $500 in the grocery store? Oh my God! So then and thank God my partner was with me. He was like, no, absolutely not. Just divide that by 5.7 and you're good. And then I'm like looking at my statements. I'm like, oh my God. I was like, so I just, spent what? $60? Or I just spent this, or I just spent that. So now I'm a pro. Like every time I spend money and the amounts come up, I'm like, oh my gosh. So wow, I only spent $20.
Okay,
So
right.
yeah, so the US dollar, so the US dollar goes a really long way. And then we have date night every Friday. And so we go out every Friday and we go to these really nice restaurants and we have an incredible time. We have
Wow.
food and we have drinks. We have adult beverages with wonderful, foods. And then when they bring the bill and I'm just like, oh my God. And then I look at him, I'm like, oh, so you think I'm a cheap date, don't you? Because I'm like, the whole date will come up to like $30.
Man, that's crazy, man. That is amazing, man. So, man,
Yeah.
I would really. So we want to make sure that American African connection and keep us updated on the different things that's going on, and
Yes.
the things that. Well, two more things. Education. What about the education there? Like,
oh man, the education, man, they have some great universities here. I mean, there's one thing I love about education here is that they're always improving. They're always trying to improve. They're always trying to grow. One thing that I actually found out is that they want to get more medical schools here, so they can, train, West Africans more here instead of them actually going off, to the United States, to do amazing things there. We want to retain our talent here. Now, as far as for your kids, they have private learning. They have schools where you can say, okay, I want my child to learn a British style education here, or I want my child to go to this grade school so they can learn the American style of education here, and everything. So there are great opportunities here for your children. There are American scholars here that live here and they love to be here and teach our children. They're from the UK. They're from all over the world. They're from all
wow.
over the world here. So, so here, our children, are getting a British style education. And then from there, hey, go on off, to American universities, if that's what you want and if that's, God's plan. So, yeah. So,
Man.
I mean, it's just so much, just like you said, stereotypes and negativity. Yeah. But I challenge anyone, do your research, and instead of saying, oh, well, I'm going to go to Aruba, or I'm going to go to Puerto Rico or something like that. Say, you know what, we're going to have a family trip, to West Africa. We're going to go here. We're going to go there. Come here. Come to Ghana. Come to Accra. It's wonderful here. And I'm sure that, a lot of people will realize that.
Man. Yeah, and one thing I would be interested in is the social studies, because numbers is numbers, you know what I'm saying? But the way our social studies, the one we was taught over here, it starts with the Atlantic slave trade and different things like that. Yeah. It talks about how great, George Washington was and all these different people. Yeah. But different. So I think that would be interesting. Okay. So like we mentioned earlier, if when you relocate to another state, you go to that state, you secure a job, then you go back and get your family and you go get your stuff. did you just fly to Africa? Did you go get the job
Yeah,
first and then go with your family?
yeah,
Or
no,
like we're here and to
no.
start planting vegetables or
No, it was. I want to say that it was definitely planned. It was like, for our partner was just flying back and forth, just getting things established. I was more of the turtle. I was a slow. I was definitely I was definitely the one that's like, I don't know, and until finally I said, you know what, I know, and I will share this with you briefly. You know, I couldn't figure out, me and my doctors, and I was going to some of the best doctors, Hopkins in Maryland and everything, and we couldn't find out why I was having these awful headaches, these headaches that made my vision blurry, nauseous, and sometimes vomiting. I mean, it was horrible, to where I couldn't, be in rooms that had a lot of light. And we did every test, every type of blood test. We ruled everything out. Anything that you want to imagine was ruled out, but they couldn't find out anything that was wrong with me. How about when I came here, I cannot buy a headache.
what?
Yes,
Wow.
my sleeping, I actually get 7 to 8 hours of sleep. I'm I'm
Wow.
I'm just I'm just at total peace. It's just no longer the pressure cooker lifestyle. No longer the getting up like I'm a zombie, going in to make the money, and dishing it all back out, and it's just like, oh, got to make more money, more moves, more pressure. No, here it's relaxed. It's just
Wow.
totally relaxed.
Right.
It's totally relaxed.
Wow.
But what I would tell anyone, I mean, just do your research. I
Mhm.
mean, you can go on different websites, where you can inquire about international jobs and different things like that. If you're not fortunate enough to feel like that you have enough money and everything to make the move, you got to start making plans. You got to figure out, okay, where can I cut costs here in my life in America, so I can start saving money? What can I invest in to actually, grow this $10,000 in my bank account, instead of it's just sitting there, making nothing? How can I make it where I can actually grow my money and have some confidence, before I actually, make this
Mm.
power move?
Wow.
Because I'll admit, you're absolutely right. It's not for the faint of heart, but at some point you got to say, listen, I got this X amount of dollars. Man, listen, I actually have an opportunity. I have an opportunity to where I can make some money, especially now with the pandemic these days. You can make more money online, because people are, having their employees work more virtual these days, right? So, hey, I mean, I let anyone know, talk to these companies out here. Some of these people, some of you people are working for huge companies out there. You never know if they're doing business somewhere in Africa. You never know. Maybe they say, listen, hey, listen, you got your internet. Hey, you got these skills. Go ahead on out there. I'm happy for you. You can still work here. You just never know.
Wow.
You just
That's awesome.
never know.
So, man, this is inspiring and crazy, man. But listen, I'm trying to. So listen, what?
And you know
Go
what,
ahead. Go ahead. Go
brother,
ahead.
one more thing.
Uh-huh.
Also too, what a lot of people are doing, a lot of people, they're living some of their time here in West Africa, and they're spending some time, they might spend summers in America. That's what some people are doing. You know, I mean, because we're spending a majority of our time here in Accra and in Ghana. Yes, but you know, we still fly back to America and we enjoy our home and we enjoy our family there too. And then you can make money while you're there. You know, there's always opportunities. So there's always, you know, more than one ways, more than one way to skin that cat, as they say. You know, hey, maybe you want to start out saying, okay, hey, listen, I have a place here. I'm renting a really nice apartment here in Ghana, you know, and I'm going to, you know, hold on to my place back in America. You know, just come back and forth until you get more comfortable, until you knock down all those stereotypes and you experience this thing for yourself.
Man, that's awesome, man. So how can we? You said you got a a YouTube channel. How can we get in contact with?
Well, yes. Well, basically, the YouTube channel, I just kind of started that. I haven't been doing much with that because business, you know, is really picked up here for our landscaping. But and I'm kind of nurturing that baby right now. But yeah, so the best place, you know, for me is it to see my life and everything is Shawnda's Corner on Facebook, as well as Cherry in the DMV, at Cherry in the DMV on Instagram. Either one of those two platforms, you can see exactly what's going on. I am not shy. I'm definitely living my life out loud. I mean, I post anything that moves me. So listen, if you want to see it, and if you want the positivity, you know, you can get it from me. You know, you can get it because I'm giving it. I'm showing everything.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. We probably need to, you can give you know, when you go to these different restaurants or these different markets, you'll have, you know, a walkthrough or something that we can actually see. That'd be awesome. So yeah, we want to definitely keep that connection. And you inspired me and a lot of people. But one thing that you said that stood out is like when you was over here, it felt like a pressure cooker. It felt stressful. It felt, you know, dirty looks. You can't even go to the grocery store. Dirty looks because you're in the grocery store because of the color of your skin. And it's a lot of systematic racism that we deal with, and a lot of stress that we deal with that we don't even know we're dealing with until you go somewhere else and clear your mind and free your mind. Like, oh man, you'll be thinking it's that way all over the world. So, you know, a lot of people is saying something mean and spiteful. Go back to Africa. They really don't want you to go back because, you know what I mean, want you to stay here and be their punching bag or whatever. But I think that's an awesome move and that's powerful. Any last comments before we cut out?
My only comments is definitely to trust God, have faith, pray, because I did a lot of praying, and God, it seems like that he wasn't answering my prayers, but you know what, it seemed like it took forever. But then once the blessings started to come, it just became so overwhelming. I'm like, God, I'm like, if I ever doubted you and just didn't even realize or was just questioning what's taking you so long, God, just forgive me. I just tell you, just pray. Just pray. Pray when things are going good. Pray when things are going bad. And then also the last thing is happiness. Happiness, it comes in all forms. But one thing that I will tell people, your happiness comes from small progressions. It doesn't have to be big. Small accomplishments. That's where you can find your happiness. Rest in that, and you'll find your path. Believe in yourself. Start your business. If there's something that you want to do, start it. Just do it. What's the worst thing that can happen? You can fail. Well, guess what? If you fail, then you learn what not to do. Reinvent yourself. It can happen. It can happen. You'll be just fine. Just trust God. Let go and let God.
Wow, that's awesome. Well, thank you, sister, man. We got to get you back on here. We want to get your partner on here, too, because I want to know about the kingdom of Ashanti. You know what I'm saying? We got to get him on here.
Oh man,
Hey, we gotta get that
he's
history.
pretty incredible. Yeah, he's definitely the GOAT. I call him the GOAT, the greatest of all time.
Okay, so we're gonna get you on there. Elephant Man Podcast, subscribe, like, share. Sister Shawnda, we thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, brother. God bless you.
God bless you. Perfect.